after last year's Golden Globes host, Joe Coy, memorably flopped, the bar was on the floor for this year's MC, Nikki Glaser, and she raised it, baby.
Yes.
She killed last night. So let's talk about some of the standout monologues and moments from last night. Jess, what was your standout moment?
You just said it, Nikki Glaser. She was incredible.
Yeah.
And I read that she actually sort of workshopped her jokes leading up to the big night at comedy clubs. And that research really paid off. And it didn't feel like she was out for blood.
No.
It felt like she was out for laughs.
Yeah.
And the best part was that all the cutaways, like she didn't leave anyone out. She picked on celebrities, but the cutaways to every celebrity reaction was one of joy. Like they got it.
Yeah.
They were able to laugh at themselves, which was just
like a roast.
So, like a roast, but a roast light.
Yeah.
Like no one was left crying.
She didn't go as far as Ricky Gervais, who always goes real close.
Well, I actually think he does a good job.
She danced along the line, but she didn't make people feel like, oh,
But the jokes felt so fast and furious. Like if you looked away, you would have missed 2 or 3. They were so quick, so it's hard to pinpoint one that encapsulates how good she was and how many things she touched on.
Yeah.
But her sort of joking with Timothy Chalamet was a standout for me.
All right, so my standout moment was more awkward than anything else. Did you guys see when Vin Diesel came out on stage to present an award? He shouted out his former co-star, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Now, a little backstory. Now, these two men worked on a Fast and Furious, like 19, I don't know which one of them, and they did not get along. They actually are not friends. So for this man, this grown man, to step out on stage, and instead of just reading the teleprompter, which, by the way, it's like he saw the teleprompter for the first time in his life, the way he was reading. It was like, you did not show up for rehearsal. But to step out on stage and choose violence with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who's just sitting there in his lavender trying to have
with
a
his
nice time,
daughter.
Literally
next to his
eating
daughter,
for
was
lunch.
just like, why would you? There was no payoff. There was no laughter. It was just awkward. And then Dwayne sitting there like, I'll meet you backstage. Like, it was just like, why would you do that?
Also, like Dwayne is known as being like the nicest guy in Hollywood. So, right? Like everybody knows.
This is also an old fight. This fight is years old. So why would you pick at
rehash
that stab?
it?
Just get up there.
Does anyone know what the fight
is
is about? Just quickly.
I think there's a lot of egos. Egos on set. Egos on set.
Too many bald men with too much wrong.
Yeah, exactly. There is only room for one bald man on every Fast and Furious set. This is true. This is true. Not true.
It's true. It's in the contract.
Mel,
It's in the contract.
love it. 2025. Okay.
I chose this moment that was the Canadian pairing that we didn't know we needed, which was Catherine O'Hara and Seth Rogen. Oh my God. Okay, so they started riffing again in that way that, you know, how like so often Americans like don't know anything about us, don't know how many celebrities came from Canada, and they were riffing about imaginary films that were famous that got stopped at the border, and then things got a little bit spicy. The most illustrious award is apparently the Beavers. Or the Beaver.
Yes, this is true.
Anyway, I just love that moment, and it's just like more from both of them.
You know what I love?
it.
Why is it that, you know, this is one thing I do love about our Canadian exports. No matter where they go, what stages they land on, they always have some kind of Canadiana that they bring to the Americans.
Yeah.
Every time.
And bring real talent and real laughs. That was the funniest moment of the entire night.
It was great.
It
was great. What was my moment again? Oh, yes, sorry. Guys, sorry, menopause. My moment was actually, going back to my best dress, was the moment when Demi Moore actually won for her best acting. I was like, oh, she must have won before. She said on that stage, that's the first award she's ever won for her acting.
Yeah.
She's been acting for 45 years. I don't know why I started watching her in the, you know, Brat Pack era of St. Elmo's Fire and all of those films. Ghost.
Oh my God. She won A Few Good Men. A Few Good Men. She was so good in that.
G.I. Jane.
Yeah, G.I. Jane.
I'm still trying to get those abs.
Yeah.
You know,
my God.
So I just thought to myself, you know, she says later on in her speech that 2 years ago, she thought she was going to quit acting. That she said, you know what? Clearly, the universe is telling me I'm done because I don't get any more of these roles. She's over 50. Like I said, she's 62 years young. And then the script for The Substance came across, which is about an aging woman in Hollywood who gets fired from her job when she turns 50. Like, it's so art meets life, life meets art. So I just thought last night, finally, for her to get her roses, congratulations.
That's pretty poetic.
I love it.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Really great, Mel. Hey, you. Come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.